Got for you today another Garden Warfare 2 tier list, like I haven't already made enough of these. When I first mentioned this tier list, it was kind of intended as a joke. I believe I was playing some Legends of the Brawl. I'm pretty sure I had to deal with a baller in Team Vanquish, which just amazes me. And I made some fly comment like, do you know what? My next tier list should be on annoying playstyles. I didn't really think anything of it, and then I got hundreds of comments saying, yeah, it should. So your wish is my command. Here it is. The annoying playstyles tier list. Now, there's a few things to consider for this. First of all, I haven't gone for all playstyles. What I've instead tried to do is come up with as many different playstyles as I can that could be considered annoying. Another thing to consider is the only ordered tier is the top tier. Of course, the tiers themselves should be fairly self-explanatory. If you play in the mid tier, then you probably vex people every now and then. If you play in the high tier, then you can rest assured people probably don't enjoy playing against you. And if you play one of the top tiers, then actually just sort your life out. So we're going to go through this tier list, and instead of explaining why each playstyle is in each tier, instead I'm just going to explain what each playstyle is, and then the rest of the math should do itself. Let us begin. The kill whore, the guy who plays objective modes and just focuses entirely on getting kills. Never helps his team with anything and just completely and utterly ignores the objective. The drone camper, a cactus or pirate who will start off the round by using their drone, only when it gets shot down, instead of then coming out to fight, they will actually just hide until it recharges. Unless you actively go and hunt him down, you will never see this guy. The twat snare, roses that instantly spam all three abilities when they get into a fight. The order will usually go time snare, followed by goatify, followed by arcane enigma. Time for a fan favorite, the skill carter. The imp players that just instantly use imp carter in response to pretty much everything. Should they manage to get the jump on you, they will likely gravity nade you and then stand underneath you and use imp carter. The objective whore, pretty much the opposite of the kill whore. This guy puts 110% into that objective and will do everything in his power to make sure that that objective is completed in as little time as possible. The analyst, or should I say the analyst. Two scientists that will hook their heel beams up to each other and then just bum each other for the entire round. If you ever want to fight one, then you have to fight the other. The Batty Blaster, essentially the zombies' counterpart to a Gatling camper. These are engineers who will just spend the entire game sat on their bolt blaster. The Salt Switcher. For the most part, this guy plays pretty fair, but sometimes he gets pushed a little bit too far, and he will deliberately switch to the cheapest character he can possibly think of to try and get his own back, and will happily proceed to adopt any one of these playstyles. The Bunny Hopper, that guy who just can't seem to ever get through a gunfight without jumping around all over the place. Why are you looking at me? The Twatwood, everyone's favorite oversized tree beard looking heap of shit. The Twatwood is simply an ability spamming torchwood. The first thing they'll do upon seeing you is attempt a blazing blast. If that doesn't work, they will then attempt to finish you off with smoldering madness. Or worst case scenario, they use leaf shield. And let's just not even go there. The Bumflower, much the same as the analyst, except it's two sunflowers. I put it higher than the analyst, one because they're more common, and two because vampire flower exists. The Gatling camper, pea shooters who just love to sit in Gatling. Upon spawning in, their first port call may be to find a high point, where they will then proceed to just sit in Gatling. Or some of them can't even be asked to do that. They'll just spawn in and use Gatling on the spot. The Crusty Mutt, talking about them corn players who are just all about that husk hop life. I was going to call them Huskies, but since Huskies are fucking adorable, I call them Crusty Mutts instead, because they're fuck ugly. Keep your distance from this guy. If it moves, he will husk hop it. Yo, if it bleeds, we can husk hop it. Yo. The aimbot, rose players who will camp as far away from you as the homing upgrade allows them to, whereby they can still snipe you out without actually having to do anything. Just have to sort of look in your general direction. When confronted up close, will usually end up morphing into the twat snare. The EM pussy, Citron players who just have to use EM Peach in every single fight. Now, I've got no problem with you using EM Peach, but when you're actually gonna run away from a fight and go and hide because you don't have EM Peach available, you're an EM pussy. The punter, one that I'm sure we've all had to deal with in our time. The ability spamming all-star. The combination is as follows. Plan A is imp punt. If plan A doesn't work, then sprint tackle. If sprint tackle doesn't work, then plan C is throw up both of your dummies and run. Fucking sort it out. The Bombardier, quite simply someone who is just all about that bumming life. And I'm not talking about someone who's bumming because in that particular game it happens to be the best option. I'm talking about this guy will not engage with you unless he has at least 3 3 teammates backing him up. This is the same kid who will chat shit to you on the internet, and then when you see him in person, he has to hide behind his mates. You do not want to be that guy. The Space Hopper, an enhanced version of the Bunny Hopper, most of the same principles, except they do it with an imp, who of course is very small, has a tiny little hitbox, and also has a little jetpack, which lets him double jump. So he's just a bucket of fun to deal with when he's jumping all over the place. The Camper, plain and simple, we've all seen them. The players who, if they had their way, would never get within 20 feet of you. They want everyone else to do the fighting while they just sit in the back and just pick people off. Known weaknesses: an actual gunfight. And now we move to the top tier. We really have saved the best till last. The Baller. Citrons who will spend an entire game in the Citron Ball because they're too scared to come out of it, or because they think it's an easy way to win a game of turf. You'll most likely see them in turf because it's a bit counterintuitive to do it anywhere else, but you never know what lies around the street corner. And just because you came across them in Vanquish Confirmed, it doesn't make them any less annoying. Also worryingly common in Soil Survivors. The Suicide Chomper. What I'm sure would be a lot of people's #1 pick for the single most annoying playstyle in the game. Chompers that will burrow into a group of zombies knowing that they're going to get a free kill, also fully aware that they will be steamrolled upon getting that free kill. But as long as they get that 1 kill, they're as happy as a pig in shit. They will more than happily spend the entire game doing a 1 kill, 1 death trade. A good game for this guy is going 20 and 20. His overall kill death ratio is 1. Exactly 1. Not a point higher, not a point lower. The Pogo P. One of only 2 playstyles that I would consider even more annoying than the Suicide Chomper. P shooters that upon getting into a fight with someone will immediately use hyper and will then proceed to continuously moon jump up and down for the next 6 seconds, or however long hyper lasts for, while simultaneously killing you with splash damage. Because they wouldn't do it with Agent or Lore P, you actually have to aim with that character. But rest assured, it is not all bad. These people are usually incapable of winning a fight in any other way. So as long as you survive that hyper, then you have won. You will be a sitting duck after that. But you first have to survive the hyper. And last, but certainly not least, in my opinion, the single most annoying playstyle in any Garden Warfare game, the Target. You know how when your loading screen pops up and it tells you what the game mode is and it tells you how to win? Well, this dipshit got a slightly different loading screen. Instead of Team Vanquish, it listed someone's gamer tag. And instead of saying get 50 kills to win, it said kill this individual 50 times to win. This heathen has one objective and one objective only. This guy is fucking sending for you. And only you. No one else. He will throw the entire game just to try and kill you as many times as he possibly can. And I'll tell you why I believe it's #1. Because Pogo P shooters, Suicide Chompers, Ballers usually do what they do because they don't know any better. This motherfucker knows what he's doing, and he is actively out to ruin your day. And now here's how I want to end this tier list. Confession time. I am guilty of a few of these. I am a kill whore. I'm a religious bunny hopper. If I get angry enough, I might also let out my inner salt switcher. I'm also an aimbot, and I am a space hopper. And now it's your turn. I guarantee you are guilty of at least one of these. So comment down below and fess the fuck up.